Good morning. Welcome into our show for today. We're going to talk about a hiring event that's coming up in the area. We're going to be talking to Geoff Bieniek from the Missouri Job Center in Rolla. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gary.
And we have talked before, but never
Yep.
met before.
Not
That's
in person.
strange. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's strange. But you're going to talk about this hiring event. When is it coming up?
This hiring event is actually coming up on the 18th of August, so that's coming up really soon.
Right.
So that's next week, and that's at the Columbia College in Rolla, right off of Blues Parkway, 550 Blues Parkway.
That'll be on a Thursday, I think.
Yes, it's going to be Thursday from 10 to 2. It's going to be free to all, so free to job seekers, of course, free to employers. There's even going to be a food truck there. Arnold's,
okay.
yeah, I made sure of that. So Arnold's Grill and Meats is going to be there. From what I understand, they're pretty good. So they've got a following. I'm going to make sure I bring my appetite when I go there that day.
So this will be a 4-hour event.
Yep, 4-hour event.
People can come that are looking for jobs.
Yep.
And hook up with employers, potential employers looking for people to work for them.
That's right. And we've got right now about 36 different unique employers. And we invited a good cross section to make sure that we capture the interest and abilities of the most wide talent pool that Central Missouri has. And it is pretty vast. And I wanted to make sure that they have an environment that if they wanted to interview the public, they can. So they've got a private, safe and secure, quiet area where they can interview and hire on the spot should they choose. There's going to be a lot of remote possibilities there. So we get a lot of questions at the job center, people calling and asking about remote jobs. So we've got some remote employers there, including Jack Henry. Jack Henry's coming out of Springfield, so not a whole lot of people around here might be familiar with their name, but if they use debit cards and credit cards, which probably they do, that's most likely who processes a good deal of those transactions. So they're IT based, but you don't have to have IT necessarily to work for them.
Right, and you have the possibility of working remotely from your home,
Right.
from this area, for a Springfield company.
For exactly right. And you know what? I was talking to their recruiter, and he said one of the things that COVID taught them was they need to make all of their jobs at least remote available. And he told me that every single one of their jobs can be done remotely now. Now that being said, they're not all remote. But if something came up like that again, he said they're set. And I found that fascinating. Because a lot of companies, including at one point, even we did that. We were working remotely for a long time. So it's really nice to see these companies change on the fly like that.
Well, there are other companies coming as well. I see you show me the list.
Yep.
A little before we started recording this, and I've seen that the Highway Patrol is going to be there.
Yep.
There's, in fact, FBI is going to be there.
Yeah, you always have to invite the FBI. Number one is
okay.
the FBI. They're interesting. You know, you have the FBI there. They're going to be a big draw. You know, they've got all kinds. You don't have to be an agent. You don't have to be Fox Mulder, Dana Scully, X-Files. You if you want to just go there and talk to them about what other kind of jobs they've got, like IT, they've got IT. They've got, law, legal positions, evidence collecting. You don't have to go and go through the training in Quantico unless you want to. They've got their own qualifications for that. They're going to be there. The Rolla Police Department's going to be there. I'm pretty sure they're looking for a patrol, but they're also looking for dispatchers, communicator. They call it something else, but it's dispatch. And I know they just got a raise. I'm not exactly sure what they're paying, but it's very comparable to what the Highway Patrol is paying. So they're also going to be there.
Wow.
And guess what? They're looking for dispatchers too. And I know with the overtime and the things that they do, they're going to be paying in the neighborhood of almost $50,000 a year for the communications. Now you have to be available, 24/7. I mean, it's a rotating shift, I think. crime doesn't stop, at 5 o'clock. So you might have to be available at some point, at least to work nights. But it is there. Just in fact, they were just at our job center to have like a micro job fair recently, but they're also going to be at the job fair.
All right. Well, there are all sorts of businesses looking for employees these days, and here's a chance to find out what jobs are being offered and maybe what you would be interested in.
Absolutely. So just a few other ones besides law enforcement, because we do have all kinds of jobs. We've got Missouri Veterans Home is going to be there. I mean, they've got health care type positions. They've got cleaning, office work. Hartman Packaging, of course, they make egg cartons. They're a big staple in the Rolla area now. They're looking for a printer operator, management staff, and they pay extremely well if you're qualified for that. Los Alamos Nuclear Lab is going to be there, Gary.
I can't imagine that now.
They're going to be
looking, there. Right?
You got to invite these, because there it is. The nuclear lab from Los Alamos, New Mexico is coming. Why? Because they're looking for engineers for their facility, and it's a top secret facility. Will everybody qualify? No, I certainly won't. They wouldn't even talk to me.
But being the fact that it's going to be held in Rolla with MST there, they've got a nuclear program.
That's exactly right.
That sounds reasonable that they would want to come to this hiring event.
And you put your thumb right on it, because that's exactly why S&T is partnering with us. S&T invited all of their students, all of their alumni, engineers. They let them know that the Los Alamos Nuclear Lab is going to be there, so they can kind of put them in touch with them. Brewer Science is going to be there, so everyone's probably familiar with Brewer Science in the Rolla area. Maybe not so much over here, but they make, if you look at your cell phone, they're the ones that make the polymers on your screens. So
is that right?
Yeah, that's right. They're right there in Rolla.
I never knew what they did. Now, of course, they've got a building on not on the side, but near the Vichy Airport.
Yes, they do. And they've got sites all over. They've got one in England. They've got one in Japan, China, Springfield, Vichy. But the one that's coming our job fair is the one, of course, in Rolla. Rolla Presbyterian Manor is going to be there, and they're nursing home type, and the normal jobs you'd expect at a nursing home. They're going to be there. PinMac is a staffing agency. They're going to be there. Microtech is a Fort Leonard Wood IT contractor on the base. So they're going to be there. They just got their contract back, I think, last year at the fort. So they're looking for IT. And guess what? They've got network administrators who are looking for intermediate IT, and I know they pay very well. They don't require degrees. They just want certifications. For example, A+ certification and a Security Plus certification. It's a CompTIA suite, so if you're familiar at all with IT, you'll recognize that name. And it just so happens that the state of Missouri offers free training for CompTIA. Oh yeah. So this is an amazing opportunity to get that kind of information out too, because if you were to get your CompTIA certifications just on your own, you're going to pay a lot of money, hundreds, really? In some case thousands of dollars to get those certifications, industry nationally recognized certifications. So you've got A+, Security Plus, Network Plus, and Project Plus. Those are very valued certifications. Now, if you go through the Missouri Job Center, just being a Missouri citizen and using the Job Center qualifies you to go through us to get those same certifications. You're not paying anything.
Really?
Zero. So it's a 12 to 16 week course, normally at your own speed. There's one course that is timed, but that's called the IT IQ or something like that. That is timed. The rest of them are at your pace. For example, let's say I'm the CEO of IFTC Tech. I'm looking for an A+ person. Okay. Someone comes to my table and they're qualified in every way. They've got a IT degree out of S&T, but they don't have any certifications, right? Well, if we say we'll put them through the CompTIA certification, do an OJT with them possibly, they'll get hired when they're done. And that's why they're going to be at the job fair, to kind of look into that possibility.
Okay.
So, and there's all kinds of certifications that they will offer. There is a process. So you go to our website at jobs.mo.gov. Click on the CompTIA banner, get enrolled. You take a test. I think you have to take a Wonderlic test, an IT IQ test, which kind of it gauges your ability to do that type of work. And then you go from there. Have somebody contact you and get you enrolled. Who else is going to be? Well, of course, we're going to be there. We're going to have our own table there. We're just going to be the administrators for the most part. I don't think we're hiring at Rolla, at least right now. Quaker Windows is going to be there. They're based out of Freeburg.
Right. I know exactly where that location is.
Yep. And we always love having those guys there. They've also made changes due to COVID and the labor market's changed too since they've gone up. So they've kind of changed right with it, which is great. Express Pros is going to be there, another staffing company. Phelps Health is a hospital.
Okay.
They're going to be there. So they've got dozens and dozens of jobs. I mean, it took me an hour to go through the jobs they're looking for, and all kinds, including IT, housekeeping, all kinds of healthcare. They're going to be there. TSA is a contractor on Fort Leonard Wood. They're going to be there. I gave them a Flag of Freedom Award for hiring veterans a few years back. Great company. So they're looking for maintenance workers. They're looking for a boiler tech, anybody with HVAC. And I know they also pay extremely well, and they've got pretty good benefits, so they're going to be there. Aspec is a company out of Cuba. They're going to be there. They're in the Cuba Tech Park. I'm not entirely sure what they make. They're a manufacturer. They are going to be there. Heavy Construction Academy is going to be there. So I invited them because people that are interested in doing heavy equipment, they don't necessarily have experience in it. They're going to be able to go to these guys and get schooling in it if they so choose. So they're going to be there. Penn Enterprises, Salem Memorial District Hospital is going to be there. Of course, the FBI, U.S. Foods out of Salem is going to be there, and they've got a lot of jobs, including sales, driver jobs, local driving jobs. So people come to us, they want to stay local. They've got those type jobs available. The Forest Service is going to be there. Of course, Missouri S&T. They have a few different departments that are going to be there. Number one is going to be their maintenance department. So they're looking for building maintenance, landscaping, and things of that nature. But also, guess who is also going to be there with S&T is IT department. So they're heavy in IT recruiting right now. Compass Health is going to be there. The Walmart store and the Walmart DC is going to be there. Choices for People. Fort Leonard Wood themselves, so they're going to be there. NAF, they're called NAF, non-appropriated funds. Basically, that's the exchange, the bowling alley, the swimming pool. They're going to be there. Department of Social Services is going to be there, state agency. Of course, Columbia College is going to have a table there, for students and for recruitment. And Challenge Unlimited, to round it up, that they are a cleaning contractor based in this area, Pulaski County. They clean for right now the buildings, the government buildings on Fort Leonard Wood. So they're looking for a specific skill set to do that. And they're going to be there. In fact, they just called me this morning, so they just in time to be able to put them on the radio for this morning.
As I listen to you, it seems to me like there are people there, potential employers for anybody looking for a job because of various job skills that are required by those companies. You almost have people hiring. The employees would not really have to have experience, but then you get up to where they need certification in a certain area or a degree or whatever. So there's a broad range of jobs that need to be filled here.
And that's why, and you hit it right on the head again, and that's when I put my list together, the people I wanted to be there, I wanted to make sure, I came at it from not a person that was putting a job fare together. But from the standpoint of a job seeker, who would I want to be there? If I was in this stage of my life, this stage of my career, what companies would I want to be there? And that was the list that I put together for that. For example, in addition to the CompTIA certifications, which of course is the IT training, we've got Coursera training, which will help virtually every one of these companies train their people as well. And again, it's one of the best kept secrets that we've got, and I want everybody to be aware of it. They've got over 9,000 different training modules. Do we pay for all those? No, but we pay for a lot of them. Like, for example, let's say I'm the CEO of Jex Construction. Okay, so I'm looking at the fort, and I know they've got Army Corps of Engineers coming out of there. They've Navy Seabees are there. I'm a Navy vet, so I gotta shout them out, Gary. So I gotta mention them. But I'm Sergeant Gomez, and I'm coming out. I've got I've got decades of experience with the Army, but I don't necessarily have a construction project management certification. Well, guess what? You go to jobs.mo.gov, click on the Coursera banner, and there it is, free construction project management certification. We'll pay for that.
Now that's for this hiring event. It's going to be Thursday, August 18th, from 10 to 2 at Columbia College in Rolla at 550 Blues Lake Parkway. Is that in back of? Trying to think.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's right there. So when
That's
you're
what I was
coming
thinking.
to Rolla, it's going to be the first Rolla exit. You'll see the lake over there on the right hand side off the interstate.
Exactly what I was thinking of.
That's right there.
Okay. And I think kind of wrap it up here by giving people who are coming to this job fair what they need to bring with them.
Well, number one, bring an attitude of the person that you would want to hire if you were an employer. That's
Okay.
number one. Come well dressed. Leave your distractions at home or in your car, at least for the time being. Of course, if it's a dog, don't do that. If it's hot out.
No.
But come with the well dressed with the suit, resume. If you need help, kind of getting your interview skills, shined up a little bit, give us a call. We've got some training modules that we can point in your direction as well through the job center.
What's the phone number then?
The phone number 573-368-2354.
Jeff, thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Gary. It's
Great
great
to
to
talk
see
to you.
Yeah, likewise.